G'day mate, and welcome back to Captain of Industry with me, Jitty. In our last episode, well, we went over our self-imposed population cap, and I need to sort of explain the plan and the details behind that in today's episode, because I've been avoiding trying to go over 3,000 population for a little while, for a number of reasons. We're going to explain all of those today. At the same time, in our last episode, we started trading gold for trading gold for microchips. Yes, so we can start making electronics 3, so we can finally unlock the last item in this tier of research. I really want to get this tier of research done, and whilst we're waiting for that to research, we also went and planted some wheat, and with that wheat, we turned that wheat into flour and obviously into bread, and we took some of our excess flour and turned that into sausages with the meat trimmings from our chickens. So obviously chicken sausages for everybody, which gave us a little bit more unity. We can never argue a little bit more unity. And now today, you might have noticed from the thumbnail, we're going to get into something a little bit more radioactive today, because although we have that population limit that we need to talk about, we also need increased power and increased power demands, which means I need to get into something with a little bit more of a spark and a little bit more of a glow today. Yes, so that's also on the cards. But with all that said, as always, I need to ask the most important question of all, and that is, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like early in the video. Don't enjoy the video, didn't enjoy today's chaos, by all means, you can have your like back. With that out of the way, let's get into today's chaos. As always, at the start of every episode, I like to thank those that go above and beyond, those that choose to support the channel. And today, I need to thank an old school supporter of the channel, somebody who's been with us for a long time. But this is their first time as a YouTube member. I need to thank the wonderful Wesley. Wesley Queros? Let's go with Queros, who knows after being a Patreon member, a Twitch subscriber over the years, and now a YouTube member, knows I have no hope of ever pronouncing his surname. But thank you again for being a wonderful supporter. You are gonna go, well, you're part of the rimming crew that's running out of things to rim, and you are heading over to be upgraded. Now, today we need to talk about a couple of things. The first thing we might notice is I have 99 people, and that is because, well, I paused research. I paused research because I really want to finish research with you guys. Oh, look, it's finished. Excellent. We have now finished access to the data center. So with that done, we have actually finished off everything to this point. I can't do the nuclear reactor. I can't do the nuclear reactor tier 2 because, well, I need to build a nuclear reactor tier 1. I also need to have 200 pieces of spent fuel. So I need to stock up on spent fuel, which means I need to fire up a nuclear reactor. We'll come back to that. We'll circle back to that. But it now means I have access to the data center. Also means I have access to making servers to put in the data center. Also means that the next thing I need to do to get my research up and running again, is I need to upgrade to the research lab level 5. Now, the biggest thing you're going to notice with the research lab level 5 is, apart from the increased people cost, the increased power cost, and the increased unit cost, is it needs 12 teraflops worth of computing power. I don't have 12 teraflops worth of computing power. I have 8 teraflops total being here. And I could put in more mainframe computers and we could get more teraflops up and running, but I'm going to continue running 3 labs, which means that's 36 teraflops at 8 each with 2 megawatts worth of power each. That's going to be an awful lot of people and power applied to making computing power the hard way. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to plan ahead, and I'm going to throw in another assembler here, another robotic assembler. I'm going to take my microchips tier 3, plug them into there, and we're going to start making servers. Servers, which I'm going to need steel, which luckily I have. Can I just move this belt to... actually, second thoughts. Rather than moving that belt, I have a better plan. We're done with science for right now. And although we're going to be setting up science sometime in the future, I think my answer for right now is I'm just going to remove this. I don't need this. I don't need this right now. We'll rebuild science when we need it in the future. Delete these. So in the meantime, somehow I missed that building. Okay. In the meantime, that could go away. So I can grab steel from there and plug steel into there. If I do that, we can start making servers. Now, it is going to cost me another 4 teraflops. I have 8 teraflops, so it is now all my teraflop capacity. Also, I'm going to want to store servers, and I'm thinking just a smallish generalized box right here should do the trick. Because we're going to want a lot of servers to put in our data centers. Look, what can I say? You need a lot of 4090s to get enough teraflops to make sure you can keep up with the teraflop beast. So that's going to be our first plan. At the same time, I'm going to put an alert on you. Tell me if you're less than 50%, so I can hopefully get a reminder to click that button. Yeah, sure, the truck's going to bring them down, but that's one problem at a time. Oh my gosh, you have nothing to dig. Okay, can I get you to fill that area and fill that area with dirt? All right. And you also have nothing to dig. Okay, so the rimming crew is out of things to rim, which is bad. It's bad. Running out of things to rim, definitely a bad day. What we're going to do is we're going to move you guys forward to about here for right now. Can I remove all those designations? Okay. Gold team, just keep digging. We'll come back and talk to you about it in 1 second. All right, you. Edit area. Can I get you edited from there to there? Can I get you? You can still cover all those tiles. You can still cover over all those tiles. All right. Can I get you guys? We need to talk about you. We need to talk about you in great depth. But for the moment, can you just hack away at that? All right. Okay. Low supply of microchips. Yeah, I already clicked the trade button. We need somebody to ship them down here. All right, I need to talk about our population. I have 155 workers now because we've gone and turned off that. And I could always bring Mr. Shippy home, who has 90 crew. And if I bring Mr. Shippy home, I could also stop the uranium mine, so we could turn off the uranium mine, which would save another 50 people. So I have some people in the way of capacity to keep building new things. But I've been intentionally keeping the population under 3,000, okay? The main reason being is this building here. This building here is outputting 156.3 poop per minute. And our poop processing plant processes 160 poop per minute. So if I add more people, I need to turn on another wastewater treatment plant, which is going to cost another 26 people. I'm also going to need to turn on 2 more digesters, which is going to cost me another 4 people each. So it's going to cost me about 35 people. 35 people, call it 35 people if I increase the population. And I could do that. I could either add in more housing somehow. We don't have a lot of room to add in more housing, but I could probably add a couple along here, and we could move the power plant that we'd never, ever have to move ever again. Or even I could upgrade to the next tier of housing, okay? Currently, under housing. Currently, I'm using Housing Tier 2, which holds 130 people. But if I upgraded to Housing Tier 3, I could hold 230 people. So I could add another 100 people for every single house that I have, which is 8, 16, 24, 23. So 23. I could add 2,300 people easily to our town by just upgrading all the housing nodes. There's 1 cache, 2 caches, 3 caches with that. What I'd really like to do is I would like to take my housing. I'd like to move it down to here. Now, if I move it down to here, I obviously need to leave a gap. I need to leave a gap, and I'm thinking about 6 tiles. About 6 tiles is a good gap between all our production and our housing. On top of that, I need to have housing services, which is about another 3 tiles. So I need to have, room for housing services to attach to the outside of the housing block. Plus, I'm probably going to need a tile for belt routing, because there's going to be a certain amount of belt routing that needs to go in. And then we could... No, so I'd end up putting it in that dimension. Come over here. And then I need 3 off the edge wall here. So about there. That's sort of one corner of my housing. Can I copy that? I can copy that. Cool. So we can put housing like here. And boop, cool. Now, of course, that is 8 times 130 people. That is 1,000 people right there. 1,000 people right there. So I'd probably need 2 of these. I would need 2 of these side by side to bring me up to 2,000 people. Now, 2,000 people is a little bit short of the 3,000 I have currently. But if they all happen to be tier 2 housing, and I had 16 of them, That's 3,600 people. So I could move all the people up here, down here, into T3 housing by just putting in the housing. And then we'd be done. There's a couple of catches with that. One of the rimming team's out of things to rim. Again, can I get you guys... Okay, I'm going to regret this, because you guys are going to complain in like 15 seconds. You're out of things to do. Because there is an awful lot of digging power right here. Dig through to here, please. Cool. And chop those 2 trees. Alright. Low supply microchips still? Okay, why now I have a low supply of gold? You are running? You are running. Okay. Alright. What? What can't you dump? Oh, you can't dump dirt. Oh, we can fix that. Upgrade, 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 upgrade. Okay. Alright, back to what I was saying. I could move all the people down here. Okay, we could do that fairly easily. But there's a couple more caches. There's a couple more caches with that plan. One, let's talk about food. Food. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different food types coming into the colony currently. And generally, not guaranteed, but generally, because I have the large buffers outside, I'm putting in a food block every second tile. So I would need to have, how many food types did I say? 7, right? 7 food types. Okay. So I would need to put a food category here, then miss a tile, then a food category there, then a miss a tile, then miss a tile. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'd need that for food. Also means that because I put in the incredibly large boxes, also means I want to move everything over by about 3 tiles. So we need to move everything over by 3 tiles. I've got room. We've got room. We can move everything over by three tiles without too much problem. That should be doable. Okay, so we've got to remember we're going to move everything over. On top of that, housing services. I also need to have, transformer. I'm going to put a transformer between 2 of those. That doesn't need access. We do need to have recycling. Recycling, I need to go down here. Good news is we have recycling processing down here, so it'll actually be, shorter distance for the trucks. We'd also have to put in biomass collection. Okay, we'd have to put that somewhere. And that's not too bad, because we can burn the biomass into water. Well, burn the biomass into a boiler, and that requires us to have water. And then we can use that water in a desalination plant inside the crater to make more water, because we're also going to need a water facility. We'll come back to the water facility. But that means I need to have seawater in the crater in large amounts, because you are currently hooked up to, this row of desalination plants. Like, this row of desalination plants is also going through and, doing water all over here and all over here and all other places, but we'd need to have, much more dedicated seawater down here. So I'd have to have a pipe of seawater down here. And then if I have a pipe of seawater down here, I'd also have to have a pipe of brine leaving. I'd also need to, poop processing. Poop processing has chlorine, which comes from seawater. That's fine. We would have to make our own filter medium inside the crater. That's not too hard. Yep, so that's probably doable. Probably doable. Just a pipe, a goat pipe from the top of the crater all the way down, and a goat pipe from the bottom of the crater all the way back up to dump the brine that we don't need inside the crater. We'd also still need to fit in the clinic. The clinic, obviously, we'd need to put in a clinic. Now, I make medicine. I make medicine up here. Now, medicine requires that I have steel. Well, that's in the crater, so we could do that in the crater. And I'd require plastic, which we're now making in the crater, so we could do that inside the crater. And then I'd also need to have corn mash. Well, corn to make corn mash. So I'd need to ship corn into the crater. That's probably still doable. I'd have to water in the crater. Well, if we've got things that we can burn to, turn seawater via desalination into clean water, we've probably got water in the crater. And I need oxygen. We can get oxygen anyway. That's not too hard. To make ethanol, to then combine with plastic, which we're already making in the crater, to make medicine. To combine the whole lot. Yeah, medication. We can probably do that. You're done again. Dig slower. Okay, first off, on, and on. Okay, dig. I'm trying to talk and you're ruining it. There to there. Okay, remove this corner. Hopefully I'll keep you occupied for 10 minutes. All right, so I need to have medicine down here. Yep, okay, so we need to do medicine. We need to move medicine in here. At the same time, we need to bring in corn. That was it. We need to bring in corn. So I now have to have a U-shaped belt to bring in corn. Also, I need to have a U-shaped belt to bring in potatoes. And potentially bread. And potentially meat. And potentially eggs. With potentially sausages and vegetables. So I need to potentially have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 belts. So with my first belt, I need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus my other 2 pipes, the one in and the one out, and a whole lot of excavators. I need to have all those materials come in and out of the crater, which is gold. New bucket. Build. Preemptively. New gold bucket. Build. I'm trying to talk, guys. Okay. So I'd potentially have to have, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? 9. Also housing services. Obviously, we would need waste. I need a waste depot as well. Waste would have to also leave the crater because it's currently being processed up here, which needs fuel gas. Now, technically, I can probably make some fuel gas from my poop processing, so we have that option. Also, technically, I have hydrogen inside the crater, so we can always run this off hydrogen instead, and then also process the exhaust inside the crater. So we're just going to need another pipe for seawater. Yeah, more seawater inside the crater. So we'd have to add, an extra seawater pipe coming into the crater with an extra brine pipe going out of the crater. Trust me on this. I've done the maths. We need a few services in and out of the crater. Which is let's line this up. Cut. Let's go with 3 tiles. It's 3 tiles in width. I need a total of 3 tiles in width worth of resources. If we're going to run everything into the crater that needs to go into the crater, we're going to move a couple of services in the crater, but everything else is just going to run in and out as they do currently. I don't have 3 tiles worth of width. Even on our ramp up here, I don't have 3 tiles worth of width. On our zigzag, it narrows down to 2 tiles right here. I could probably goat a pipe or a belt across this gap with, some difficulty, and then we could bring them down here, but it would completely block off the zigzag. It would be used for nothing but belts. So that is not really a good option. Trade. Cool. My other option is we could, currently we're bringing in all our foodstuffs in a single belt, a single sushi belt, where we're loading all the different food types in. Technically there's 2 belts, because there's also a flat belt for the fruit, veggies. We can bring all those in on a single sushi belt. And the single sushi belt, which also picks up animal feed from corn mash. Yeah, from the mills making corn mash. Also then comes over here and picks up biomass. Yep. And then we filter out what we need. And then we do all our food processing inside the crater. So we could run a single sushi belt in without any trouble. And then after we have our single sushi belt of everything brought into the crater, we could then proceed to, inside the crater, split off all our different food types, attach them directly to the new town colony, and then we'd have to remake bread inside the crater. We'd have to reprocess animal feed inside the crater. We'd have to move the chickens inside the crater. We'd have to make meat and meat trimmings and also sausages inside the crater. We could do all that. We could definitely do all that. The catch is, this is for a town. this is for a town that I can't expand, and we already worked out I need to move 3 tiles. So we need to move 3 tiles this way. So if the town is 3 tiles taller, and then I want to expand the town, I need to move a mountain. Literally need to move a mountain. We can expand it to the left. That's also a possibility. But there ain't a lot of room for the trucks to drive around left or right. Again, I'd have to remove a mountain. Entirely remove a mountain so we could get trucks to go around. Yeah. Also means my transport, I'm still going to need to have 2 seawater pipes in, potentially 1 brine. We could probably get away with 1 very, very fat brine pipe. We'd also need a single sushi belt to bring all the materials in, and then everything else would have to get processed inside the crater. It's happened again, hasn't it? Yep. Can I move you? Copy. Yeah. Can I get a new one of those and a new one of those? Cool. All right. So I can cut it down to just 4 items. 4 items. Now, technically, I could run 4. I could run 4 up and down this area. Probably I could run 4 items. Like just accept that 1 lane right down the middle of our coal is just used. Okay, it's just used, and that is the end of it. There are more catches to that thought. We've been widening this out 1 tile at a time, and as you can see, when I widen out 1 tile at a time, occasionally there's a small avalanche of coal. And our small avalanche has knocked out 4 tiles width, which is okay-ish. You know, as long as we build in this tile, everything will be fine. The catch is the left side is nowhere near as tall as the right-hand side, which means eventually when I need to expand out the right-hand side, there is a way higher chance that this comes down and lands on my belts and my pipes and breaks the infrastructure going into the crater. So what I really need to do is I need to somehow convince this giant peak of here to fall this way by disturbing all the material down here somehow, and hope that I can get this to fall, well, left and right out of my way. Yeah, I just need that peak to go away, you know, everything on the top. So we bring it down to just coal level, which is about here, which means hopefully the landslides are not nearly as bad. Okay, we can probably do that. You guys are finished again. Okay, can you just a few more tiles, okay? Also, I'm still going to want to continue the town into the mountain, okay? So I need to also be able to dig into the mountain, which means I also need to have, same story, I need to have a couple of tiles worth of buffer space behind, because, well, somebody obviously drove around this corner too fast and knocked, well, at least 2 tiles worth of rubble on there. So again, I need to leave a 2 or a 3 tile gap all the way around the outside so we can have material fall in and it hopefully not kill anybody by it landing on top of the town. Yep. Now I can goat some of these up and down the side of the mountain, which would be a plan. The other thing I need to do, well, speaking of all the things that we need to do, is limestone is currently, wrong button, is at -75. Out here it's -80. And if we bring up the legend, we can see that limestone is much deeper than that. So I really want to cut limestone and have the access to the mine here. If I have the access to the mine here, it means that I don't need any of this infrastructure here, which means I could probably goat a certain amount of things, well, up this way, which clears it out of the way. And as I am probably not going to dig across the back of the limestone anytime soon, we could bring, you know, some of our infrastructure up here. And then if I don't need to have access in here, I can block that off without a problem, and I can bring it up to here, and we can take a lot of our pipes and a lot of other things up to here before we have to goat across the mountain and over and get out to the sea. So we could do that. But it means that we're not quite ready. We're not quite ready to move anybody into the crater. I want to move people into the crater, and this is why I've been trying to keep the population under control. I've been trying for such a time, but it's just not possible. Not right now. We need to do a serious amount of digging still. I need to clear a few more tiles all the way around the outside. I also need to move all this infrastructure, which is our seawater, which we're going to need, but hence I want to move the pipe. Also want to move the naphtha pipe, which already needs to come into the crater. Move that out of the way. Also, our rock belts. Well, I'm pretty happy with the rock belt. I just don't want it here, because I want to dig a path through here. Once I've dug a path through here, I'm pretty happy with keeping the rock bucket here and shipping stuff out to the edge of the crater. And I could probably just delete this bucket right now, or force the people that are using this bucket to drop it up into this bucket instead, so we can start digging this out. We have options. But right at the moment, what I'm trying to do is have Scrooge McJD, please, dig over here. What I'm trying to do, first off, is I am trying to clear a path so we can get over here so I can remove these trees. Once these trees are gone, then I want to start, between episodes, there will be something happens between episodes, start routing some of the resources, some of the goat items across the back of the map here. Also, I want to start hacking out this hole by getting these pipes out of the way. So that's what's going to be happening in the background occasionally. Meanwhile, the rimming team, as we did cover already, is done. In fact, they've been, whilst we've been chatting, stocking up a little bit of, just a tiny bit of gold, okay? Just a tiny bit of gold, so I can keep clicking this button, so we can keep making servers. So once we go into data centers, which is also going to require water, also going to require some space, also probably going to end up inside the crater. Maybe. Actually, they don't really have to be inside the crater. We can put them just about anyway. Yeah, just clearing out some space to, you know, get some servers up and running. Yeah, whilst I'm still maxed out in teraflops. But, I can't move in the crater just yet. I want to. It's on the plans, it's on the cards. We just need to have a little bit more infrastructure laid in first. So, with all of that gone away, our plan is going to be having the rimming team finish rimming just this section. Once that's been done, we're sending them into the crater. They are our biggest and our bestest digging crew, and we're going to have them probably start clearing off the back wall and extending this out. Actually, yes, we're going to have them do that, and we're going to have the other crew that was in there start hacking away at this side of the mountain. We just want to try and make the mountain fall over. Preferably to the inside of the crater rather than the outside of the crater, but honestly, it really doesn't matter until we have infrastructure down our coal ramp. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as they get and start disturbing the material at the top of the mountain, I'm happy. Oh crap. Well, just a tiny bit of gold ore, okay? It's a tiny bit of gold ore, just the smallest amount. Yeah. Yep, smallest amount. It's fine. All right. So, with that plan started, I need to move on to a new plan. A new plan is going to be using a blueprint. Because I published a little while ago, and I'll link the video up top right-hand corner, a blueprint on nuclear. And that's what we're going to be jumping into. We're going to be jumping into our very first nuclear blueprint, which I'm going to be putting, I'm hoping... actually, I know how to measure this up. We need to have... I don't think it's in that. I think it's in here. Nope, it's a data center. I thought it was under... Maybe it's under buildings. Buildings. No. Waste management? No. Crude oil? No. Enrichment plant. That's what I want. Can I just put an enrichment plant about there? Nuclear fuel rods. We want to start making nuclear fuel rods. That's what I want to do. And I want that building to go there. Okay. So I published a blueprint. I published a video on making nuclear fuel. And we're going to be dumping that blueprint right there. The main reason we're going to be dumping it right there is... Yeah, that's fine. I just need to fill in that and that. The main reason we're going to be dumping it right there is it's a modular blueprint. So this is going to start our uranium processing. Outright. So what it's going to do is, I'm going to talk through this bit by bit, is it's going to bring in uranium ore. And we have, Mr. Shippy has 15 tons of uranium on Mr. Shippy. On top of that, Mr. Shippy has already loaded 200 and something into the shipyard. Speaking of shipyards and things, now we're actually using microchips. Can I enable this so we can move the rest of the microchips out of there? Okay, can I don't like it when people are not working. Okay, can I also... Okay, iron topper. Okay, iron topper. We'll talk about iron topper for 1 second. Iron topper is the topmost iron mine. They were doing their very own little special zigzag. And then I got to this point and I realized if we dug down for a little bit and then took a sharp right and then dug down an awful lot, we could meet up with a zigzag. So that's what the iron topper is doing. The catch is we don't use that much iron at the top of the map, so he's going to take a very, 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 very long time. You will work it out eventually. Low supply microchips, which means I need to click that button and that button. And I need to turn that off. I know I need to turn that off. I also need to put that there, hit the delete button, build you, and reassign you to there. Okay, reading team, go get into the crater. All right. What? No. No. Pause. Okay. Unpause. Queued and waiting. Drive here. Alright. This way I can talk. Okay. So. Uranium. Uranium. We need to bring in uranium ore. We have some uranium ore in the shipyard. Okay. Obviously, Mr. Shippy and his 15 tons of uranium need to pop home for just a minute so we can unload some of that uranium. We take that uranium and we take the uranium ore, we run it through a crush and we crush uranium ore. Okay. Crushed uranium ore is going to run into a settling tank with acid. Acid that we're making on site from a single mixer. Single mixer is going to provide a certain amount of acid. What is your problem? Okay. I'm not going to explain at all, am I? Why do you have wood chips? I don't even know where you take wood chips. Delete wood chips. Discard. Problem solved. Delete paper. Discard. Delete copper. Discard. Delete corn. Discard. Okay. Oh. Okay. Low supply of microchips. The game is out to get me. I don't have enough gold. Process faster. All right. I need 2. You're at -2. So I need a -2. Is it that tile? Oh, +2 rather. Okay, +2. Ramp to... We're at +5, right? Yeah, to 5. Okay. Can I get that to that to that to that done? Okay. Towers. Can I get you? Edit. There. You. Who's in charge of this? You're in charge of this. You are now in charge of that. Actually, you're in charge of your feet. You can be in charge of your feet. You can also be in charge of your feet. Cool. There's a dump all the way across the back of the map. Okay, if I cancel... all this dumping. All of it. Okay, now you have no option at all but to frustrate me. You. Edit. Just that little bit. Okay. Low supply of sand. Well, the trucks will come and give you unlimited sand in just a second, because they are being all designated to come right here and fill in this. Alright. Let's just leave that for 2 seconds and ignore the problems of all the trucks complaining along. Alright. We bring in uranium ore. We take our uranium ore. We turn in uranium ore crushed. We take our crushed uranium ore, mix it with some acid. The acid we're making on site is going to give us a yellow cake, also going to give us toxic slurry. Toxic slurry should go into here. I don't know why it's not. It is. Oh, you don't have brine. thought I fixed that. I did fix that. Okay. Yep, I fixed that. Somebody will get around to it eventually. All right. Our toxic slurry is going to go right locally, and we're going to be processing this wastewater right here. That wastewater is going to give us a whole, well, that was what the toxic slurry, once processed, is going to give us a bunch of slag and a bunch of water. The water we're going to be using locally to priority into the acid plant to make sure we're using that water first to make acid with a supplement tank of water that just is coming from magically, I don't know where. It just comes from somewhere on the map. The trucks just drop it off. The yellow cake. The yellow cake we're going to mix with hydrogen fluoride. Hydrogen fluoride we also need to make on site, which is taking some rock, mix it with some acid, gives you hydrogen fluoride, which you definitely brush your teeth with, and then outputs some slag. The slag also goes in the magic slag box, which we dump. The hydrogen fluoride mixed with the yellow cake we can put into here, which is going to give us enriched uranium at 4%. And after we have 4 of those, we can get, what is that, 1/2? 3. 3 enriched uranium, 4% per minute. With our 3 enriched uranium, we're going to match that up with some steel to get some uranium rods, which are going to sit in here, and eventually I need to put down a nuclear reactor. We need things to stop complaining a little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay. Have you built this ramp, guys? No. Alright. Guys, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You're ruining everything. Okay. Can everybody see this little fill area now? You can just go away. You're doing nothing. Literally nothing. Okay. I would like you to fill from there to there. That would be my desire, please. Who did I put in charge of that fill? You. No. You. Okay. Edit area. There to there. Because you don't have much of a choice. That's clean water. To oil processing. That's sort of important. I would like you fixed pretty quickly. Hey, this is the trucks I'm looking for. Come on, guys. What is the best way of doing this? I need these to go across, but I also need trucks to be able to path down. Our best way of doing this is a mini ramp. A mini ramp about here. Okay, new plan. Can I get you guys to concentrate your efforts to those 4 tiles? Yep, if you can get that done, I can put in a mini bridge, and then I can hook back up the water to oil. Also, our vehicle parts off to the magic ship that brings in the oil. Yeah. Yeah. Mind control tower, no place to dump products. I think you do have places to dump products. You just don't have places to dump products right now because there's not many tiles available for dumping. High supply of rock. Yeah, we'll fix that in just a second. Okay. All right, you guys are done. Can I get that filled out? Can I get that filled out? Can I get that filled out? And that filled out? And that filled out. Okay. So I should be able to remove that, have that bit of chaos disappear. We should be able to get a bridge, and I should be able to put a bridge on solid ground right here. Here. Okay. I should be able to take my pipe on solid ground to here, under there, up there, into there. Okay. Build. Alright, I should be able to take my belt. Again, solid ground. Height 2. Over to there. To there. Bring you to... No, there. See, that's half my problem. Actually, if I bring you... How do trucks access that? They don't. Okay, we're gonna have to bring you to here. And actually, if I bring this right the way around the outside, and I sneak you down here, there's a less chance that when we start filling in things, you're gonna get broken. Okay, remove that. Okay. I can now bring that out to there. I can bring that out to there and to there. I don't know how we're going to do this pier structure. Actually, we're going to do this pier structure by not putting anything in that tile, I think. I just realized you don't have your walls. You should definitely have walls. Oh, wait, no, we're putting it half on, half off. Cool. It's always good when you look at one design and then you look at the other design and realize you've broken entirely everything. Cannot place in ocean. Well, it's already filled in, guys. Is that why these are one tile back? No. No. Okay. You don't have walls. Cannot place an ocean. Oh, okay. This is why things are one tile back. Okay, so it accepts on that side, but not on that side. Oh, wait. I love it when things are identical. All right, fine. We're going to put our walls on this side, and up here, on the inside. Okay. Can I put one there? Okay, but we can raise it up, which is what we did over here, isn't it? That's what we plan to do over here. All right. Can we build that? All right. Look, it's not a video. It's not a JD video without just a touch of chaos. Like, just trying to explain how nuclear works and how the blueprint works and everything harassing me all at the same time. Okay. Please fill that in. Cool. We can now access you, which has an awful lot of uranium. Excellent. Has a low supply of vehicle parts. Well, they're back on the belt and moving, so that'll fix itself in just a minute. All right. High supply of rock. Probably. Okay, so I need to re-enable dumping here. That we're just going to assign to a larger area, so I can come back and fix that in 1 minute. I need to come to here and re-enable all of that. Plus all of that. Plus all of that. And that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one with that one. Okay. Is this side fixed? No. That one. And that one, and that one. Okay. Alright, can I tick that button? And can I just assign one truck there and tick that button? Okay. And you guys have nothing to dig. Fine. Just clear out a mountain. Okay. Vehicle parts is fixing itself, right? Yes. Okay, the belt is moving. We can ignore that one. High supply of rock. We can ignore that. I have assigned one dump truck. That's the only dump truck. Mine control tower has nowhere to dump things. All right, what we're going to do to solve this problem is we are going to unassign 5 of those and 5 of those. You are the ones digging up dirt, which we're going to unassign. There's only 3 trucks. Okay, we're going to unassign you and unassign you, and then I can move the diggy boy across to that team, and we're going to cut you down to just 1. I'm going to cut you down to 1 as well. All right. That'll free up some trucks. If I free up some trucks, hopefully they'll get some stuff done. All right, as I was saying. So, simple blueprint. Simple blueprint, it puts down the very first layer. The very first layer where we take in the uranium ore that we're going to truck in. We're going to crush that. We're going to run it through a settling tank, which will give us a yellow cake. Also the toxic slurry. Always good to have some yellow toxic slurry that somehow comes out brown at the other end, that then turns into slag, which is great. Don't question the colors, okay? Come on, squirt. I want to see you squirt. Okay, don't clip that. Brings in the brine, which is obviously in a tank over there that I placed earlier in the video. Brings in the sulfur locally, makes the acid, brings in supplementary water to make sure that the acid runs. Turns our yellow cake into an enriched uranium plus depleted uranium. The enriched uranium is going to go into this building, which is then going to go into this building. It's going to give us some uranium rods. I need to have about 100-ish before I'm happy to turn on a reactor. Well, that's a little bit of a lie. I'm happy to turn on a reactor way less, but let's pretend I want 100 in stock before I turn on a reactor for safety reasons. Also, on top of that, we're going to have a whole bunch of depleted uranium. Depleted uranium we can use later for later reactors. The other thing we can do is we can dump it in the sea. And there's no harm, no foul for dumping in the sea. So potentially, we might dump in the sea. And I realized I moved a tower. I did. Can I edit area, and can I have you come back and fill that? Yeah, so we might be potentially dumping that in the sea. At the same time, you guys just have dirt. There is nothing I can do about your dirt problem for right at the moment. I want extremely busy to go away. And currently it's not happening. And I think it's just we need to catch up on a lot of dumping tasks. Where is this one? So you have 21 trucks. Where are your 21 trucks? Physically driving material up and down the street. Because they are never assigned to use that bucket. That might be an important thing. And then I need to empty this bucket, which I could probably do by allowing more than one truck to help. And we have how many? 7 available to assign. We're going to free up a bit of truck labor for just 5 minutes. Yeah, like so. Meanwhile, we have got this now done, which means I need to come along and I need to fill in this corner properly and move all this infrastructure so it sits on the ramp. So now trucks can path in and out of here properly. We're still filling in this. We are not filling in that. That's self-mining and self-filling. We have a little bit of room here. This particular blueprint, after I have the research, I could put in the second reactor. Oh, that must auto-downgrade. It does. I can put in the second reactor, the second fuel type, and it will snap into this existing blueprint. This is why I want to use my own blueprints, and this is why, like I said, I have shared the video on this particular build if you're interested in looking at it. Meanwhile, we're going to keep filling it at the back of the map, and I'm going to wait a minute for the trucks to catch up. They did mine a significant amount of gold ore today, which we need to process. We also need to keep doing our trade for our microchips. We also have some amount of servers, 300 ready to go, which means hopefully I can jump into more teraflops in the future, which means we can use more advanced machines. Also, I want to start making my own microchips. But to make my own microchips, I need to have a build. I need to have a build, I need to put it down, and I need to have a certain amount of teraflops available to get that up and started. But for right now, we're going to leave this episode. We're going to let the trucks catch up, because I want all the deliveries done, so then I can put them back to mining. I also need to reroute. Now I have a clear path. Oh, and trees. Can I remove all those trees, please? I want to reroute the rock belt up and around and over, and probably out this way. Also bring our seawater down this way as well. And also our naphtha. I want to move stuff out of the way, basically. That's what I want to be doing first. But I'm going to be leaving this episode here. We'll come back next episode. And therefore, we should, in next episode, have a decent amount of uranium rods, which means I can make the next jump, the next leap, the next power jump into bigger and better power plants. And we still have 31 workers available, which is okay, but I don't think it's going to be enough to build a nuclear reactor. I can very much see us turning on another setup. Well, upgrading our housing in the next episode, because I don't think we're going to have a choice. I do not think we're going to be ready in 1 or 2 episodes to move into the crater proper. I think it's going to take a little while longer. But with all that said and done, and the trucks and the notifications popping back up, I'm going to leave this episode here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode, probably filled with just as much chaos as this episode. Anyway, that's it. We're out. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye.